KG4DVE repeater system.
N8QA connected to KG4DVE.
CQ, this is KN4IMU, calling the Tri-State 2-meter net into session. My name is Michael, and I will be your net control operator this evening. This net's sponsored by the River Cities Amateur Radio Association. It meets on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. This net meets on the repeaters KG4DVE 146.940, N8QA 145.390, and N8QA 444.600, as well as on Echolink at KB8 or KG4DVE-R and N8QA-R. This net is an open net. All amateur radio operators are invited to participate in tonight's net, and the only thing you need is a valid amateur radio call sign. Following FCC rules, our net will yield to emergency traffic at any time during the net meeting. When you're asked to check in, please state your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your first name. After the check-in process, each station will have a chance to make a comment or announcement. Rechecks will then be acknowledged and coordinated through net control following the check-in process. This is KN4IMU hosting the Tri-State 2-meter net. Before we begin the net tonight, are there any stations with emergency or priority traffic for the net? Alright, hearing none, we'll start taking check-ins for tonight's net. First, we will start with our time-valued stations. Stations that are short of time or would like to check in and out to the net, please call now. Alright, here now we'll move on to our Echolink stations. I'll go ahead and ask if anybody has any ideas for a topic or a question they'd like to ask the net. Go ahead and do so as you check in. If not, no big deal. But anyways, we'll move on now to our Echolink stations. Any Echolink stations that would like to check in, please call now.
Kilo Delta 8 Papa Tango November, Ken in Flatwood.
Alright, Ken, I got you in there. Kilo Delta 8 Papa Tango November. Any other Echolink stations? Alright, we'll move on now. We'll take check-ins from anywhere now. Any stations anywhere wishing to check into the Tri-State 2-meter net, please call now.
WX8G, Gary, and I'm mobile on 23.
Alright, Gary, I got you in there, WX8G Mobile. Are there any other stations that would like to check in?
Please check in Kilo Echo 4, Echo Whiskey, Sierra John, South Ashland.
Got you in there, John, KE4EWS. Any other stations that would like to check in tonight?
Kilo Echo 8, Alpha Alpha Lima. Bill Waverly, and I got a thought for a question. How about new radio antenna work or maintenance antenna and radio work? How about that for suggestion tonight? Kilo Echo 8, Alpha Alpha Lima.
That works for me, Bill. Kilo Echo 8, Alpha Alpha Lima. I got you checked into the net. And that's a good idea. I say we'll talk about antennas. And antenna maintenance, I guess we should say. Alright, do we have any other stations that would like to check into tonight's net? Please call now. looking for any stations anywhere or any form of power connectivity that would like to check into the net tonight, please call now. Alright, well, we'll check again in a few minutes. We'll see if anybody else pops in there. So we'll go back up. We'll start. First off, I want to thank everyone that checked out to the coming out to the meeting last night. We had a really good meeting. I think we had 7 people test and had 7 total testing with all 7 pass. So it was a really good night. We had a nice little short presentation there by Daryl, and yeah, I'll say it couldn't have gone any better if I say so myself. Next month's meeting will be a week later. It'll be May 18th. Due to a scheduling conflict, but after that we'll be back to normal. So we got that little situation squared away there. So I did want to pass that along and thank everyone for coming out. So we'll start off with Ken, KD8PTN. Ken, how you doing, buddy? And we'll go with Bill's topic there. Do you have any planned antenna maintenance coming up?
I've got recent antenna maintenance. I put up a long wire off of my balcony. I live in apartments, and I'm technically doing this illegal, but I think my landlord's head to it, but he's just like, don't make trouble for me, I won't make trouble for you. I've got it terminated over there at my neighbor's fence. He let me put a pole up on it. It's about 30 feet up in the ground, off the ground, excuse me. And I had a LDG 4-to-1 balun that came with my tuner, and I just wasn't getting it. I mean, it could barely be heard, could barely hear into Indiana, so I went ahead and did some research and bumped it up to a 9-to-1 unknown, and it's a small thing, but it made a lot of difference. And I'd like to, have a vertical or something, but things being as they are, I'm just going to have to do with my long wire for now. I wanted just to have a moment to say thanks to Daryl. He told me about that QRZ assistant that you can put on your cell phone. I put it on today, and that thing is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's amazing. I just wanted to point that out, and I really thank Daryl for his presentations. They're always really good. Over.
All right, Ken. Well, appreciate you checking in. Yeah, it seems like every time we talk to you, you're working on your antenna there, so I knew you'd have an answer to that. And appreciate you helping out, of course, with testing last night as well. Glad to hear Daryl's presentation was not in vain, so definitely sounds like it was a success as far as I'm concerned. So, Ken, appreciate you checking in, buddy. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Next, we'll go up to Gary, WX8G. Gary's mobile. Hopefully he's still in there. Gary, what are you doing, buddy? And do you have any planned, or have you done any maintenance on your antennas here lately? I know we still got to get your tower up. We need to get that done one of these days.
Well, I really haven't done anything yet. I'm going to see Wayne KG8FQ. I'm going to see him and see if he'll put my rotor back together. Get my rotor back together. Won't take real long to get that thing taken care of. Looking forward to getting it back up in the air. I'm here on 823 headed toward the vert, and boy, it's been a long day. I just got back in the terminal there at 7:55, and I think I was in there right around 6 o'clock this morning. So been a long day, but I'm glad it's over.
All right, Gary. Well, appreciate you checking in, buddy. You be careful out there on the way home, and have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Like I said, maybe one of these days we'll get your tower back up. All right, next up we'll go to John, KE4EWS. John, how you doing, buddy? And I know you don't get to do too much. You got any plans as far as your antenna goes?
KE4EWS in Ashland, Kentucky. I've got a vertical up, but it's not doing too good. I don't know what it is. It's a Kenwood vertical, about a 3-band, and I don't know. It just ain't working for me. I've got a 3-element Cushcraft beam for 2 meters, and it does me very well. I'm glad I got it. I've had it ever since I've been a ham. I got my ticket in '93, and but you never know. One of these days, my landlord might let me work on my antenna. We got a new landlord. He just took over the first, so I don't know what I can get away with and what I can't. I hate to work on something and then have to take it down. KE4EWS, back to net.
All right, John, appreciate you checking in. And yeah, hopefully your landlord will let you do that. But I understand what it's like to take things down, try to work on them. I'm trying to avoid doing that with my little pole here. I got to take the one antenna down and fix the mounts, but yeah, well. John, have a good evening, buddy, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, next up we'll go up to Waverly then. Kilo Echo 8, Alpha Alpha Lima. Bill, since you picked the topic tonight, how you doing? And tell us about your plans then. Bill, Kilo Echo 8, Alpha Alpha Lima, you still there, man? Well, we'll check again here in a few minutes and see if Bill pops back in there. Maybe he was in and out and he just wanted to make the suggestion. So that brings us to the bottom of the list. This is KN4IMU hosting the Tri-State 2-meter net. And we are still taking check-ins for tonight's net. Any stations anywhere, please call now.
Kilo Delta 8, Whiskey Tango Golf, Tom Muletown. November 8, Tango X-Ray. Kilo CFOG on the 146940 machine.
Alright, let's see. I got Tom, I got John, and I got Jeff all checked into the net. Any other stations or any stations that I may have missed, please call now.
Kilo Oscar 4, Charlie Delta Charlie, Donnie in South Shore.
Alright, Donnie, got
Kilo
you
Echo 8, Alpha Alpha Lima.
Good to hear you on here, man. It's been a minute.
Tried
Any other
just a
stations
little
looking
bit
to check
ago,
in
and
tonight?
don't know what happened. Everything went crazy up on this end, but it's all back to normal, back to net control.
Double with you there, Bill. I caught you after you said everything went crazy. Something happened there locally, or something happened with the repeater?
Well, I'm not really sure. Everything went fine. I thought I checked in, and next transmission from you was it was like half power, clear down the grass. I don't have any clue what happened. I switched around for a couple other stations here to check the radio out, and when I come back, everything's back to normal. So I don't know whether it was something with the link, something on my end? Have no idea, but it seems like everything's back to normal now.
Well, let's hope it stays that way. I was wondering where you went to. But I don't know. Gary would be able to tell you if anything got screwy there. But anyways, Bill, since we got you back in there, we'll go ahead and let you say hi, and then we'll go through the rest of the list there. So, Bill, what's going on with you? And since you picked the topic tonight, what do you have planned to do with your antennas, or what have you done?
Well, I tell you what, I've got a 8075 meter. I guess it's my inverted dogleg dipole. Of course, I think this one's off center fed now, if I remember the right one. I have to stretch the wires out a little bit, just a little bit longer. Things look okay with it. Got a 160 trap antenna, and they must have cut it at the factory. It was kind of an experimental one, and they must have cut it short. I've got to add about 6 feet, it looks like, to both ends. Got caught with the cold weather, and I just stopped. So I need to get back up and work on it. Still having an issue. The sideband part of the radio seems to work, but when I go to work digital, it's almost just like the antenna is completely out of tune, and it cuts the power completely off. And I have not been able to resolve that, so I don't know whether it's time for a new radio, or whether I need to take my radio and go do some digital testing someplace else to see whether or not that's what the issue is. I get 2 signal links, and it's kind of strange, you'd think, to have both of them go bad, but I got my hands full, that plus everything else, so hey, I'll turn it back to net control. Kilo Echo 8 Alpha Alpha Lima.
All right, Bill. Well, appreciate you checking back in, and I don't know what's going on with this radio. Mine's just, I think my finger just not staying down on the trigger. But anyways, appreciate you checking in, man. Yeah, it sounds like you got your hands full there. Hopefully it's something simple, but the way things are going, you never know. But Bill, appreciate you checking in, man. Have a good evening, and we will talk to you soon. All right, let's go on down. We'll go ahead and go with the check-ins we got so far, and we'll check again here in a few minutes. Tom, KD8WTG, what's going on with you? And Bill picked the topic for tonight. Do you have any planned antenna maintenance, or have you done any maintenance here recently?
Well, good evening, Michael. I had that problem, too, that Bill had a while ago. Whenever you were talking there on the first, just for a few minutes, there's like a big static or something come on there for a while. But now, whenever the talking stopped, the static stopped. So I don't know what was going on. I think I had the same problem there Bill did. I don't know if it's coming from the repeater or what, and it must have been. I don't know. Going back to the question here, I put up this little hick stick, here on the end of my house last fall, and so that's really the last antenna work that I've really done. So that's really all I've done, is put up that hick stick on a pole out here on the north side of my house here by my kitchen, and I have my radio here in my kitchen, so it's warmer in here than it is in my radio room, so that's the answer to the question. So all right, well, everybody be careful. Back to net control, KD8WTG.
All right, Tom. Well, appreciate you checking into the net, man. And, at least the hick stick's working. Of course, that's what I use, and seems to be working fine, so we'll keep it that way. Appreciate you checking in, man. Have a good evening, and we will talk to you soon. All right, next up we'll go up to Mount Alto, November 8 Tango X-Ray. John, what's going on with you, man? And topic for tonight was Do you have any planned antenna maintenance, or have you done any antenna maintenance here recently?
Yeah, this is November 8, Tango X-Ray, John at Mount Alto. Well, the only thing I really got planned is go mow some grass here tomorrow if it dries out enough. But I got an Alpha Delta DX DD Delta Delta, I think it is. It's an 80-40 meter dipole. I'm gonna put that out and try it out, see how it works. But I'm up here in I'm at 1,000 feet. I can see as far as you can see in any direction, so most anything I put up, works reasonably well. You can't complain. So, but I'm gonna put it up and try it out and see how I like it. And that's about all I got. So you're doing a fine job running the net there. Enjoy listening to it. So we'll say 73 to everybody, and everybody stay safe and healthy. This is November 8, Tango X-Ray.
All right, John, appreciate you checking in, and good luck with the antenna, and have a good evening, and we will talk to you soon. All right, next up we'll go over to Vinton, KC8FOG. Jeff, I know you've got some antenna work going on. What's going on with you, man?
Well, starting off, I have the 9.4 machine about 2S units higher tonight for some reason. Must be ground coverage doing well. Yeah, I got my VLF, all the sections down, my VLF ELF antenna, since I got the piece to put on it. Took all the sections down because I got the proper clamps to clamp that together with now. And then we'll put it back together. I been trimming this 160 meter antenna. And where I have it trimmed up for as far as I can tune up the band so far, was just shy of 1.9 when I got a little more trimming to do. But anyway, I just done a little test the other morning and talked to people all over with 50 watts of power to Florida, Mississippi, and all over state of Ohio and Kentucky. The 50 watts of power, and everybody's kind of surprised I was around 50 with all the static crashes and it hurt me so well. So I got a lot of good signal reports on that. And working on my 80 meter, I got to get the apex back up there. I got everything soldered where it broke, and I got new rope, that Dacron nylon mixed commercial rope. It's good stuff for tying the ends up with, run through pulleys or whatever. We'll put that on the ends of my antennas. Anyway, I got a bunch of stuff more than that. That's just a sample of my antennas going up here. But anyway, that's a start. KC8FOG.
All right, Jeff, appreciate you checking in, man. I knew you had something going on. Like I said, you always got something going on there with the new ham shack, so I knew you'd have something to answer to tonight. Have a good evening, man, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, next up, we'll go to South Shore, KO4CDC. Donnie, good to hear you checking in, buddy. How you been, and have you done any antenna maintenance lately, or do you have anything planned?
Well, Michael, it's good to be on the net tonight. I've been out of the loop a little bit. I've been listening a lot, but not a whole lot of talking. But good to be back on the net tonight, and just want to check in. I haven't got anything to add on the antenna maintenance thing. I'm enjoying hearing everybody else's input, though, but I don't have anything on that to add to it. I, again, just want to check in. We're doing fine and just staying busy. So staying busy with the spring and cutting a lot of grass. So anyway, just want to check in with you guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful, blessed evening. 7-3s to you. And Michael, I'll turn it back to you. KO4CDC.
All right, Donnie, glad to hear you checking in, buddy. Like I said, it's been a while since I heard you on here, so glad you're back on here. Have a good evening, man, and we will talk to you soon. All right, we are at the bottom list again. This is KN4IMU hosting the Tri-State 2-meter net. And I'll tell you what, we'll take a break real quick. I'll make a couple quick announcements. Break. Next Monday, the 19th, the Sora Club over in Coal Grove will be having their first meeting in person in quite some time. Meeting, I believe, at 7 o'clock over at the new 911 Center, 7115 Lane Street in Coal Grove. I do not know if there's going to be testing or not. I have not heard. So hopefully be able to find out here soon if they are or not. But they will be having a meeting at least. Again, don't forget the Hamfest, May 22nd. and that'll be at the Catlettsburg Train Depot, 497 26th Street in Catlettsburg. So hopefully we'll get to see you all there and feel some sort of normalcy. All right. Well, I'll go and throw myself on the list, and nothing new to report on the day. For antenna maintenance, I've got plenty of other projects, just not ham radio related, that I'm going to be doing antenna stuff for. So I don't have a whole lot to really report on that at the moment as far as specifics, but as far as here at the house, not much really except to fix the bracket on my railroad receive antenna here. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and call for more check-ins for the net tonight. Do we have any other stations out there looking to check in? Please call now.
Kilo 8, Delta Mike Kilo, Daniel, Soda Furnace, Ohio.
All right, Danny, got you in there, K8DMK. Any other stations that would like to check in? Well, Danny, mic's all yours. What's going on, buddy? And what are you going to do as far as antenna maintenance here? You got anything planned or done anything recently?
Yeah, Mike, good evening to you, and thanks for doing the net. You're doing a fine job, and everybody on the net. I did do some antenna maintenance. I had a couple of my buddies over. I had a new piece of coax on my end fed. As you know, I got a lightning strike. It was the funniest thing I ever seen, though. The end fed, the box that I got that, my wire's coming out of and that my coax hooked up to, it didn't hurt the box any. It just got the coax. It melted it and put a new piece of coax, and everything seems to be working fine. Made a few contacts, and so the radio seems to be in good shape, and the antenna seems to be back working normal. So I guess time will tell. I just got to keep keep talking on it and seeing what happens. So that's all I done, Mike. So as far as antenna maintenance, and I guess that's all I have, and I'll turn it back to you. This is K8DMK, back to Net Control.
All right, Danny, appreciate you checking in, man. I completely forgot that you had those issues the other night, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad to hear everything worked out, and everything seems to be working okay, so I'm glad to hear that. Appreciate you checking into the net, buddy. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, well, we'll do another call for check-in, see if anybody else checks into the net tonight. Any stations anywhere looking to check into the Tri-State 2-meter net, please call now.
KV8SRN. I must have doubled there when I checked in a second ago. Gary.
Not a problem. I do got you on there now, Gary. KV8SRN. We'll come back to you here in a sec. Any other stations looking to check into tonight's net, please call now. All right, Gary. Well, it's your turn. Mike's all yours, man. What's going on with you, and what have you done antenna-wise here lately? Repairs or plans or otherwise?
Well, gosh, I haven't done any repairs for a while except for reattach the feed line where the deer keep knocking it off on my G5 RV, but I think I mentioned before I may consider getting at least a dual band antenna versus this Ringo Ranger that's only 2-meter. I might get a tri-band, I'm not sure yet. But that's the only plans I got. And as far as the day goes, it was just a bad day. I couldn't get outside to do anything today, seemed like, for the rain. And that's about all I have. Back to you, Mike, KV8SRN.
All right, Gary, appreciate you checking in. Yeah, it wasn't too good of a day to get anything done, was it? But you'll have that on these big jobs, I guess. But appreciate you checking in, man. Have a good evening, and we will talk to you soon. Alright, I'll go ahead and make a couple quick announcements for anybody that doesn't know, of course. Tomorrow night will be the Portsmouth Radio Club 2-meter net. At 8 o'clock here on these same repeaters. Gary, WXAG, should be next control for that, but you know how that goes. And then at 8:30 p.m. is the Ohio Valley Aries Races net. And that's on the linked repeaters W8SOE 146.610 and 146.715. And on Echolink at W8SOE-R. So if you get a chance to check into that tomorrow night, make sure you do so. So, with that being said, we'll do final call for check-ins. Any stations anywhere looking to check into tonight's Tri-State 2-meter net, please call now. Final call for check-ins for the Tri-State 2-meter net. Any other stations looking to check in, please call now. Okay, had to wait there for a sec. Sounds like conditions are up tonight. The 9-4 out there in Lexington just came through, so band must be up pretty good tonight behind this storm. Anyways, this is the... well, no, we already did the final call, so can't do that. I'd like to thank everyone that checked into the Tri-State 2-meter net, and those who stood by while the net was being connected tonight. We'll now close the net at 8:35 p.m. with a total of 11 check-ins, and we'll turn all repeaters connected back to normal amateur use. Again, don't forget the Portsmouth net tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, the Ohio Valley Aries Races net at 8:30. And we'll be back on Friday for the next meeting of the Tri-State 2-meter net. This is KN4IMU Net Control, and I'll be clear. KN4IMU, I'll be taking down the link.
N8QA disconnected.
KG4DVE. The time is 9 p.m.